99% of the show is all built out of wood. I mean, it's all the metal work I discourage because it's more work and it becomes you know, it becomes really wasted material, I think, sometimes. Not that wood isn't wasted too, but the wood's more malleable. So if we're building things like a door or window unit, you know, I can expand the window or shrink the window. But when we build metal stuff, you know, Keith and I always talk about, he likes to have metal this, metal that. But in the end, on camera, in my opinion, wood looks just as good as metal because it's just how we paint it and scenic treat it. But the construction involved in welding is a bit more difficult, and the material is a bit more expensive, and then the attention paid to things like the joinery and metalwork is really difficult because quick metalwork, you see all the welds and it looks sloppy. And quick carpentry, you can hide that easy. A little sand, a little chisel, a little, you know, there's other ways to clean that up. But, you know, you're dealing with the camera and you're dealing with what's on camera, and, you know, not to belittle what it looks like on camera and not being as important, but we always talk about like things like the mullions in the windows. You know, we use a router to make them all the time, and the router causes a little round over in all the corners, and you'll never find, you know, not never, well, probably never find a real window with rounded over corners in all the mullions, and that's because they're really made like windows. And unfortunately, given the time, it's just quicker to just route the windows out, and it's not as noticeable. But you know, we like to do as close to real as possible, but sometimes you just have to accept things how they are, or work all night long, you know. And there are times when they insist on certain things, the other designers. There are times when Keith insists on metal, and I'll make it out of metal. But sometimes I'll plead my case and talk to him, just like when I need something like a piece of furniture or prop that I really want. You know, and he might say, no, you don't need that, you don't need that. I say, come on, no. And it may be not. Sometimes I find more often than not, it's not as important as we think sometimes.